Hi, my name is Noel Miller from Design Fitness, your self-care expert. So today we're going to be picking up where we left off, and we're going to be talking about um, the elements of self-care. In my previous video, we talked about the general overall pattern of using self-care to achieve health, and today we're going to get a little bit more specific. Now, I said that there were three elements or three ways of health. This is always mental, physical, and emotional. We don't often see it that way, but that is the way it is. So in any given situation, there are always these three health elements playing out. Generally, depending on how we kind of perceive life or take on life, we might have an affinity to one over the other. So if I'm a very get it done kind of person, I'm going to be more physically minded. If I'm more of a strategist, in a way, I'm going to be more mental or a thinking person, right? And if I'm more creative, artistic, and free flowing, then I'm most likely going to navigate life through the emotional realm of things. Now, we don't want to overdo any of them. We really want to keep them in balance because they're a system that works together. And when one's disrupted, it causes a problem in the other. So, for example, if I have, let's say, a mental health challenge, the chances of me solving it by means of only using mental health strategies is going to be very challenging because it's the disruption of the emotional and physical ways of health that have caused the mental health to kind of have a symptom. And that's how we're viewing that situation. Now, if we were going to go into the kind of general scenario in real life, how would that play out with the mental, physical, and emotional health going all at the same time? So let's say I hurt my knee. Now I'm having pain in my knee. This is a physical thing. So we're going to look at the physical aspect first. We're going to take a look at the muscles, joints, bones, ligaments, and fascia to make sure that we solve that issue. Once the pain is gone, or as we're thinking about this pain, we have the secondary question. Why did I not notice that my knee was hurting me and was going to be injured? So this means the way of thinking, we're on to the mental health side of it. So the way of thinking that I was doing wasn't allowing me to be in tune with my body to know that that was important. Or I was noticing that there was in pain, and regardless, I decided to do something other than taking a look at the knee and fixing it before it became an injury. Now, this happens generally when we have an um, emotional challenge tied to it. So we're going to switch to emotional health. Now, I might be telling myself that I am the caretaker, the provider, and I can't have an off day. So regardless of the pain in my knee, I must continue. And this is almost always the motivator behind why we thought what we thought and why the outcome was the outcome. Now, if we're thinking of mental health, we're thinking about how we're trying to solve that issue. We have a problem, and our best strategy is to, let's say, keep on going. Well, we keep on going, and then pain is caused, and we get stuck in that trap. But if we take a look at the kind of purpose for why we were doing that, and that's the emotional portion of it, then we see that it's our idea that for us to be a good provider or good caretaker, we need to sacrifice our health, because that's what we're doing, to provide for others. Now, there's one thing you have to know about health as a kind of 101 tip, and that is that you cannot create health from sacrifice, right? We might say that we're sacrificing for others to gain, but we can also gain and gain something in abundance so that we can show people by example. And this is the best way to kind of emulate health. If we eat better, the chances of other people eating better around us are higher. Or for us to surround ourselves with people that eat better, the chances of us being that are better. Now, these are kind of how those elements come together and play out in real life. When we have a half change, something that seems like it's going really well, and then we fall off the track, don't feel bad about it. There's only one solution to that, and that is we miss something. And that's absolutely okay. But the chances are we missed probably one of those realms of health, or maybe even two. So therefore it wasn't sustainable. Again, all three of them have to work together to create a sustainable change. And you could think of this as kind of a higher level of living in a balanced way for health. So each time we have all three together, we kind of move up the ladder and therefore our lifestyle, which is the major thing impacting on our decisions, on our actions, and on our thoughts, is then changed to be more conducive to how we enjoy life and to what is supporting us. Now, as a self-care professional, my job is to make sure that we make those connections between those three realms, that you have the right support to be able to navigate your health journey. And it will change, and you will work with different professionals because all different practices are part of health, and your health journey might include more than one. So that's something to keep in mind as you pursue your health. Thank you very much for your time, and stay tuned for the next video when we go over how to feel when you're stuck in between practices so that you have a continuous growth towards your goal.